Good morning, guys. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Mirko, episode number 6. Today I'm very happy. It's 9 a.m., beautiful morning here in Melbourne. And today's guest is my good friend Ben from Tinman Coffee Roasters. Ben is not only just an amazing roaster, he makes the coffee sing, he's also just humble as fuck. He's just the guy that you want to sit down, have a coffee with. Always good to have a chat with about coffee, about life, about anything. So you guys will be able to have a good understanding of how he is. He also owns a cafe called QPH, Queensbury Poorhouse, and they have one of my favorite coffee menu items. In fact, they invented the Black Magic coffee, and the Black Magic is a filter coffee extracted through an espresso machine. So he will tell us more about it. Today, something different than usual. We're gonna brew with him. He's gonna brew the same coffee. He was kind enough to send me one of their special releases, and he said, "You know what? Let's taste the coffee together." So, without further ado, because I haven't had a coffee yet, we're gonna crack this open with him. So I'm gonna invite him right now. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Anastasia, Vix. How's everyone going?
Ben,
Max,
my
how you doing?
friend. I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, bud.
Good. You at QPH?
Yeah, man.
Damn, nice.
Yeah,
You're in the setting.
yeah, dude. I'm at home.
You're at home, yeah, indeed. So tell us more before we chit chat, but tell us more about this bad boy because I have no idea what I'm drinking.
So it was just a nice little surprise. A friend of mine, Brad, who is doing brewers. I helped him do some roasting a few years back, and he bought this Panama Geisha from Jensen. It's a natural 170-hour ferment, crazy. He flew it over, and air mailed it over. He only got like 10 kilos or something, so we were lucky to secure a bit, and we're going to put it on the website probably this week, just in little 100-gram bags. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, been in lockdown. I haven't had a chance to drink too much, so yeah, we'll give it a crack. Are you brewing it too? Oh, you're ready.
I'm going to do the same recipe as you.
Same. Okay, all right. I'm a little bit behind you. And how's things with you at QPH with the lockdown while we do this?
Yeah, good, man. It's been pretty weird, pretty quiet. We're still opening, but we have like the takeaway window down the side on Bouverie Street. I can show you guys later. It's like just like
Of course.
it's turned into a bit of a hole in the wall. And so a lot of people live around here, and we're still getting a fair few people through. But you know, we're taking a pretty big hit, but nothing that we won't get through. You know.
Of course. And obviously, you usually get lots of uni students. So yeah, I get it. The pandemic has had a small impact. But man, the coffee smells amazing. Like,
Yeah.
wow, really good. All right, I'm heating up. Let me grind it up. So I'm gonna grind this beautiful coffee.
Yeah, I haven't done much of this live chat before, so forgive me if I don't know what I'm doing. Or is
No,
my
man.
audio
No,
okay?
no,
Can
no.
you hear me all right?
This is good. Your reception is one of the best that I've had so far.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So no, you're doing good, man. I'm just gonna grind up the coffee. I might flip the camera for that. Here we go. Oh man.
How does that smell?
Oh wow. This is special. I mean, I knew I was in for a trade, but now, oof. Oh man, this is gonna be a delicious drop. No, don't worry about being live for the first time. It's good. It's you got the cap, the signature cap, so you're good to go.
It's been so beautiful, man. This autumn's been amazing, hey? The weather's
Oh
been...
man, yeah. It's look. I know we gotta do it for safety, but it really sucks not being out. There's been some beautiful days out there, man. But you know,
Yeah.
it's okay. All for the safety. All for the safety. And all right, 251. Here it is. Yeah. Oh, it smells. It smells incredible just from that.
Sorry.
No, don't be. We're just in the warm up phase of just brewing this amazing coffee, but I'm highly distracted by what I'm smelling.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now it's a waiting time. So QPH still open, still serving coffee.
Yeah, man.
What kind of trading hours are you doing now?
Say hey, Rob.
Oh, I know that cat. Good man. It's how many? What kind of hours are you doing at the moment?
We're still doing 7 till 2. So slightly reduced hours. The afternoons have been pretty quiet, man. But we're doing Deliveroo as well, so you can buy all our coffee on Deliveroo, and that's
Cool.
same day delivery, not in CBD. And then all our menu items as well. So people that are in lockdown can still get all our toasties and all that sort of stuff. So
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
And I'm sure if you can just do a little drive-by, you can give us a call or, pick up some coffees on your bike, that sort of thing. But, we're just hanging in there, man.
Man, well, that's all we can do. I mean, you've seen me. You've seen more of me in the past week than in the past 3 months, probably, but via digital means. So before we get into it, once the coffee is ready, tell us a little bit more about your black magic. How did you come up with this crazy idea? Because I still find the black magic one of my favorite coffee items ever found.
Thank you so much. Dude, it was one of those things I just wanted to do something different, but I like a strong coffee, but I like a balanced coffee. And I was looking at our EK, and I noticed that all the coffees were being brewed either on one end or like pretty much on the other end of the, ground at basically 1 or 8. And I'm like, there's this massive middle ground here that no one's like playing around with enough. And so I wanted to hit that sort of number 4 stovetoppy sort of grind and brew it as a filter, but using the espresso machine. And then when we got the San Remo racer in, that allowed us to do some, like, it's essentially a long pre-infusion pour. And it takes about a minute to brew. And the strength is somewhere between like a long black and a filter coffee. So similar to your AeroPress, but something that you can do quite quickly on the espresso machine.
Cool, man. It's incredible how, wow. Oof, this smells good.
Yeah,
and you brewed that at 3 bar, or is that my bad memory?
3 bar. And
cool, man.
Yeah, so it's been really popular, and it's like quite a bit stronger than a filter coffee, your usual filter coffee, even an AeroPress. Super clean because we put the paper filter, just the AeroPress filter at the bottom of the basket.
Oh, nice. And you got that group handle dedicated just for the black magic, or you still do other things in there?
We can just use any of our group handles, and we pre-dose and prep them, and just there's a little bit of prep, but
nice.
If you want to, it works really well for coffee that's aged a little while, and also like sort of a light but well-developed roast as well.
Cool. All right, we are officially having coffee with Mirko and Ben. Welcome everyone who's just joined in. Stick around because you're in for a good treat, especially if you got questions around roasting or coffee or running a business. Ben, I'll leave it to you.
Yeah.
How did you start your coffee journey? Tell us.
Yeah, wow. It's funny. I kind of knew you might ask me this question, and I was like, well, it's like, when did it officially start, or when did it actually start? I was working in a cafe when I was about 16, and so that's nearly 20 years. But never really full time until I was about 20. And then someone the other day asked me like how many coffees they think I've made in my life, and I was like, oh shit, I have to really think about that. And so I went through all the jobs that I've ever worked at and did an estimated coffees per day, and then sort of times it by 50, and then counted, and then be over 20 years, it will be over 1 million now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but it was just to get me through university and that sort of thing. But yeah, it started in Newcastle. But I've had so many coffee jobs, man, like probably maybe 20 or 30 different places. It's hard to...
Coffee shops.
Yeah. Along the way. And just sort of, it ramped up really quickly too. So it started off slow when I was 16, but then, when I moved to Sydney around 2008, because I'm from Newcastle originally, so I was working in cafes there, and I noticed Lambie's from Newcastle too. She was on the other day. Yeah.
She is. Yeah, I know.
Represent.
Yeah.
So it's been a long journey, man, but it's still got a long way to go, and
and so obviously we all start from behind the counter. We develop a taste, and we develop a passion, and we develop our palates and skills, what was your tipping point as far as, okay, being a barista is amazing, but I want to start roasting?
Yeah, so I started like in the kitchen, working as a kitchen hand for a while as well, sort of between barista jobs. And I love cooking. Like, I could have easily gone down the chef path as well, I think. And so, yeah, the progression was sort of working in cafes as a barista. Then one of the cafes, the Marionette in Sydney that I was working at, they had a little roaster out the back. It wasn't that little, actually, it was 20 kilo. And they were just churning out coffee, you know. And so I got the opportunity to go out the back and learn. You know, I was so interested and fascinated by that and how to sort of develop the flavors through that cooking process, you know.
So it was cooking the coffee rather than being just cooking. I get you.
Exactly. So it's like the same as here at the Queensberry Poorhouse, you know, having the roaster out the back and just being able to walk to the front of the cafe and test some stuff, working with some of the best baristas, you know, and pushing our product through the cafe. And, you know, they can give me just the most honest feedback because they're not buying anything from me, you know. It's like yeah,
I can tell your feedback. This is delicious. Like, and this is not because you're live, because we're not having hundreds of thousands of people. Like, this is, I'm enjoying this.
This is this is one of those special ones here.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna keep this into my special occasion drinks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a quick hello to Wes. I see you there, my man. Good to see you here, Wesley. And everyone else. So what I love is your mission statement, which I'm gonna read it now. It's you say, our philosophy is to work with good people, roast with care, and serve great coffee with a story.
Yeah.
That makes it very easy for me to ask, what's your story aside from coffee? As in, you know, what's the deal? What's your story? You can tell us.
Yeah.
Yes, a little.
My story, well, you know, what's my story? You mean like how I've gotten to this point so far with the business?
Yeah, obviously there was a story behind. What's the story behind Tinman itself and behind Ben and you know what's because it's such a beautiful statement because I love people and I think a lot of us forget that we are first in the people business, being a coffee roaster and a barista and whoever, because ultimately without the people we don't enjoy the cup of coffee. Yeah. And two, yeah, there is always a story. So yeah, I love it.
I guess, yeah, the story behind Tinman is like, I wanted to do my own coffee company, and it was going to be just small around what I like doing, and the people that enjoy it, that's great. They can be with me, you know. It's like simple. It doesn't really need that much explanation, but the story behind the name is, you know, we serve our wholesale coffees in tins, and they can get a discount from that. But it's also a little bit of a reference to a film called Tinman with Danny DeVito. But I tell people that they've got to buy me a beer to get that full story behind that. But yeah, like the journey with the coffee has been, it's almost just picked me up and taken me places, you know.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you're in Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't move here particularly with the goal to open a business, you know.
Okay.
But the more I was working for people and the longer I was going, I just felt like it had to happen, and it was kind of synchronicity in timing that, you know, I was riding my bike down this street here, Queensberry, and
Yeah.
like I saw the landlord here putting up the for lease sign, and I was like, yeah, you know. So I just walked in and said g'day and told him what I thought we could do, and a bit of back and forth, and you know, that was nearly 6 years ago, bro.
Wow,
No,
it's been that long.
6 years. Yeah, 2014. So yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, wow, right. And I think what I like also is that it really gives a nice family vibe. At the same time, you know, you got the roaster, just a cute little roaster at the back, and you know, maybe we can take advantage of you being there later and do a little tour of your shop and give people around the world basically an idea of what a Melbourne cafe looks like with the roaster at the back. That'll be pretty sick. So how long does it take for people watching to go from, you know, just roasting to actually understanding and actually become a good roaster?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Everyone's path is different, man, and like that, no one will follow the same path as I did, and I wouldn't recommend that they did anyway, you know. But it's like, for me, having that sort of focus on food and like being interested in cooking really sort of helped me understand the roasting roasting. I consider myself more of like a coffee chef rather than a coffee roaster, you know. It's like,
I like that. I like that, man.
Because I've done a fair bit of teaching people how to roast as well, and I think my style is like really like hands-on and just, you know, think of it like you're cooking a meal, and like I use a lot of like food analogies because it's just what I love, you know. And but you know, like a good quality coffee with a good story behind it can change someone's life, man, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it comes on how, you know, we always hear the classic sentence by chefs and master chefs by, you know, respecting the produce, you know, and give justice to the produce.
Yeah.
And I think it's relevant, you know, it's relevant, and there's a connection.
This is the exact same thing. You can't make a good coffee if you don't have quality ingredients. And so a lot of what I'm doing is just trying to showcase that the best way I can, and just paying the product the respect it deserves, you know. And yeah, so it was funny, when I roasted this coffee, I'm only going to do like literally a couple of batches of it. And the guy I got it from, Brad, he's been doing lots of roasting in the you know, Ikawa, you know, the little sample roaster, like 60-gram batches. And I did a couple of kilos of this the other day, and I forgot to save the profile. And I'm like, don't worry, it's all good, man. And he's my other friend Adam was like, you didn't save the profile? He was like freaking out. I'm like, no, man, it's fine. But like, I'm so happy with how it's turned out. But I'm sure we could do it again, you know.
Yeah, and this is where I guess, you know, you go from micro boutique coffee roasters, and I know it's slapping labels here, and it's incorrect maybe, or politically incorrect, but you know, you go from boutique smaller batch roasters to medium to large production, which they will cater and provide a service and a product to different sections of the market. I get that. I guess what you are able to do by having your little one and whatnot is being able to, oh, well, I don't have a profile, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like your people trust the way you roast, same as people going to a restaurant with a famous chef trusting the chef.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I like about it too. It's like, yeah, you know, the whole small is beautiful thing. I think that sort of holds true sometimes too. You know, like, and obviously I want to grow the business, but that's part of our philosophy. You know, like I don't want to work with people that it feels like work to work with them. If that makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as growing the business, and you know, a lot of people are stopped by, I mean, obviously now by the virus, but before the virus, a lot of people are afraid of their own insecurities or judgment or a sense of fear because, you know, you're no longer getting paid $25 an hour as a barista or as a manager or whatnot.
Yeah.
You all of a sudden need to, you know, pay yourself. So how did you overcome, what's the secret to overcome those roadblocks in between? Because you've been owning your own business for a while now. You probably forgot it.
The way I look at it, like the way to overcome the fear of not being able to, you know, have that $20, $25 an hour is just like, I've never been motivated by money with this. And that's, I mean, like, you need money to do everything, but it's not my motivation, you know? And the other thing is like, so you've got two motivators. It's like fame or shame, right? So like, there's like the shame in failure or the shame in, you know, messing something up, or there's like the fame, you know, like being put on this pedestal. And I don't want either of those either, you know. I just want to sort of come to work, and I love routine and just make coffee for people and hang out with my friends and family and stuff, you know.
Man, thank you with capital T. For all the people who are listening now and who listen later because they're going to rewatch this and they're going to rewatch it on YouTube and on the podcast, there are two crazy good messages that you just said. You know, if you follow money, you're starting wrong on the wrong foot to start with.
Yeah.
If money is the motivator, go to uni and become a lawyer or a doctor. Because the passion, the love behind the art and the craft and your own obsession with whatever you're doing is the driver.
Totally. For sure.
And being humble and not being obsessed with fame or shame is the second other big one.
Yeah.
And the pursuit of happiness, man, because to be honest, nothing beats what you just said about having a workplace that it feels like family. And, you know, and look, here's a family feeling as we speak about it.
Hey,
Sarah Che says, we miss Tinman. There you go.
I miss you guys so much. I can't wait to see you. If you guys are ever in Geelong, you got to go check out the Streets Barbershop. The energy coming out of that place, man, is so beautiful. And that's what it's all about, you know, like those guys just froth nonstop. They do a lot of like work for the community just out of love. And it makes me almost want to cry thinking about those guys. You know?
Oh, no, that's nice. I had to check him out for sure. Yeah. So no, you're 100% right. And we are in the hospitality business, but you know what? Any business, we owe in the people. It's all about the people. And look at you and Sarah. Look at you and I. You and I met through the industry. And if it wasn't for it and it was just for money, then don't even start. So you're spot on, man. Thanks for sharing that. That was beautiful. Lots of people will get value out of that. And what was it, well, while we're on a more businessy kind of conversation, we can drive back to coffee later.
Yeah.
But what was the process of planning and starting from scratch? Because I don't know what QPH was, but I don't know if it was what it is now.
Yeah, so this was actually my third attempt at a business, but my first kind of pretty much by myself. I had like QPH still had business partners, but I'm the one on the ground pretty much doing everything. And Tinman is just me solo. And so without that sort of guidance from the other business partners that I had previously, it was a lot, bro, as soon as we signed the lease and decided to take over the joint, I was here 7 days, 15 hours a day for the first year, just nonstop, bro. And because I didn't have the money really to do this, but I did it anyway,
Before you continue, Anand is asking if you can ship coffee to Cancun. That's a bit interesting.
Maybe. I mean, I'd have to quote the shipping for you, but yeah, I've sent some stuff overseas. So send me an email, and yeah, I'd be keen.
Cool. Anand, just check Tinman Coffee Roasters, and I'm sure you'll find our title. But yeah, so anyway, keep going, because then the cafe progresses into a roastery, obviously.
What's that, bro?
Obviously, then QPH and Tinman are separate, but at the same time, you then started a roastery.
Yeah. So, 2014, we were here setting up, and it's funny. I initially just wanted to do filter coffee only at QPH, and then I was just sort of making it up as I went along. The concept was to have a sort of a homely cafe that served good quality food and coffee. Pretty simple, but I kind of wanted to do it like a soup kitchen style, where you're literally ladling in coffee for people. But it was a logistical nightmare, So we got I think our first coffee machine was like $300. It was an old Wega. I bought it from a old Italian pizza shop in Sydney.
Nice.
Yeah, and then man, just been slowly chipping away at it and building. Just come to work, build.
It's all about the flow. You're right. It's you take a day at a time, and not mean to interrupt you, but we got another overseas request from Kelly Moon. Can you send coffee to Northern Ireland? So
I'll send it to you for sure. Just shoot me an email, and I'll send you a quote for the shipping. And there's some cracking coffees on the site now, so I'd love to.
Awesome. Tinman, and we're doing a triangle: Melbourne to Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland to Cancun, and back to Melbourne. That's amazing.
Love it. So if you want to try this particular coffee, it'll be on probably. I don't even have the stickers made up for it yet, but it'll be on probably at the end of this week.
Nice. That was really good, man. I understand that I need to be, try my best to keep cool because it seems too obvious, but it was delicious.
Yeah,
Thank you. I really appreciate you sending me that, man.
Man, I love what you're doing on this podcast, just chatting with people, and I've been tuning in. I've been renovating a house and doing super late nights, painting and stuff, and I've been tuning in. It's cool, man, because you don't normally get to chat with people because they're so busy,
We don't, and thank you. I appreciate it. I have been enjoying. Obviously, it was my first time the first episode, so I'm kind of learning my way through it in terms of format and the way I communicate.
Yeah.
And there's been obviously challenges like reception or different type of English styles. But look, I think we live in these times, and we have two options. We can do like an ostrich and hide our head under the sand, and that's okay if that's something that suits you. Or we can take advantage of technology. And look, we don't talk nowhere near as much with a lot of people that we haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, it's good that we can entertain 1, 10, 100, 1,000 people at a time. It's recorded. I'm gonna start soon and put it on YouTube so people can rewatch them. And it's about connecting people and sharing people's stories. And yeah, I'm very happy about the response of even people like you. Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. So
I love it. Thanks for the invite. And yeah, it's like myself. I'm like, who wants to hear me talk about coffee for a little while? And then I'm just like, like people are like crazy about coffee. Hey, they're like, and if you're that type of person, and so many of our friends are, it's like you want to learn as much as you can from all these different sources, all these different voices, and to have a spot where every day they can hear a different professional's opinion on stuff. It's really cool, man.
yeah, and look, I think ultimately it's about giving back to the community. And look at Kayla Moon. She just wrote, "I could talk about coffee all day." So I think we had so many different type of people who get a little bit of value out of it, whether it's self-improvement, self-motivation, whether it's coffee, whether it's, well, maybe later about roasting, whether it's business. As long as one person out of this gets something out of it, I'm happy.
Yeah, totally.
Even if it's myself, even if it's myself, it's great. And usually I'm out talking to people like this. I can't do it because of COVID-19, and we'll do it this way.
I tell you, one of the best things about owning a cafe is every day you open the door and you have no idea who's going to walk through that door and come and see you. And it's like random friends from school that you haven't seen in years, or just people that you work with over the years, and people just come and see you. And I really miss that at the moment, actually. So yeah, doing Zooms and that sort of stuff's been great to catch up with people, because I'm still here at the cafe and I'm just like, where's everyone?
Well, everyone is at home, and I think it's quite unique, the situation that you're in, because also you are in a way on the front line. Because I think obviously in other countries the situation is tougher. You look at the United States, or back home for me, back home in Italy. And obviously, the front line, we get it. It's the nurses, the doctors, the volunteers. And, please don't get my next message mixed up with that. But even people like yourself are on the front line, because by you keeping the doors open, you are exposing yourself and your staff, because no matter how much social distancing you can do, you're still providing a service, and you're feeding people, you're providing coffee. So there are certain service type of businesses that are also still on the front line, even though it's not.
It doesn't feel like we're on the front line though. It's just we're doing our thing, and the fireys and the ambers are literally next door to us, and they're coming down for coffees every day, and it's just great to keep it going, all of us have taken a bit of a hit, but we'll get through it for sure. And
we'll get through it.
The fear is the virus, and so if we can really push not being scared and being happy and healthy, then I think that's the best message that we can put across.
Look, the biggest win is to be healthy,
Yeah.
especially in this time. I mean, I think these times are good times to be grateful for being healthy, because we forget, we give it for granted.
Yeah,
We'll take it for granted, yeah.
for sure, man. Yeah, it's it's been really like I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been supporting us lately. You know, like just all the messages that they've been sending me when they're buying coffees and popping in still, and all the love that people have been sharing around this time. It's been it's actually so beautiful, man, and
It's good to hear, man. Look, I got a couple of more questions, because I know it's, unfortunately, Instagram gives us only an hour a bit, and then, you probably need to go too as well.
Yeah,
But, after a couple of questions, maybe we can do a little tour of QPI. It'll be pretty sick. I haven't done it yet on live, so that'll be a first time. First is a part that we probably covered, but is actually roasting your core passion, or is there something else?
I'd say like I love roasting because, it's that fire to the seed part where it's like super, that primal cooking side of it I really like, but it's also I get to be by myself when I'm roasting as well, and I really like that as well. It's like I can like tune into some podcasts and just learn so much other stuff about this world, and while I'm working, but then the other side of having this business is then I'm just like surrounded by people all the time, so it's a beautiful balance for me at the moment. Yeah.
And you can sort of pick and choose the times where you want to connect with people and not, which is great.
Yeah.
I get it. And it does take a certain particular type of personality to be able to be a roaster. If people are not comfortable being by themselves, then they should probably pick another profession.
And
so
a lot of roasting coffee is just sweeping and cleaning and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and
I'm glad you keep it honest and clean. That's right.
Yeah, but there's definitely a rhythm to it that I like as well. So like once you load up for a day, then you set and you can just fire it up, and that you've got 6 hours of just that rhythm. Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, I've done a little bit of roasting, but literally a little bit. So cool. I know what you're talking about. So the next two are a little bit more tricky, but I'm sure you get them. What's next on Ben's planet? What's next on your area? What's I know that's a virus. I get it, but what would you like to be next? I suppose.
Well, like I just want to keep it going. And keep experimenting, There's a bunch of projects on the horizon with sort of different fermentations, different roasting, different products, and then with the cafe, it's like, as the seasons change, we've got to stay with it, Like right now we're doing like a soup called The Cure, and it's packed with ginger and lemon and turmeric and garlic and all this stuff, and so it's
The Cure.
It's keeping me on my toes nonstop,
Good. Sorry, go ahead.
And then just trying to spend as much time as I can at home with my baby,
I know you got a baby. Yeah. I still haven't met, but that's all right. One day. No, that's cool. That's I think exactly the person that you are. I think every time that I met with you, the message you spread across was always the same and consistent, which is keep tagging along and keep learning, keep improving, keep reinventing. And what I love about you is that no matter what we're talking about, and even when I was working for another coffee roaster, it was just big smiles, big chats, good time, just a good time, which is just great. And you get me, I get you, you get me.
Sometimes that's it. It's just like you get it, he gets it. Yeah.
You get it. Yeah. If in the game, you get it. And as far as coffee on a broader spectrum, what do you hope to see in the future of coffee? I know it's a big question, but as far as whatever, any topic you can.
What I hope to see, I mean, like I really love people that are making the link stronger between the producers and the customers. So there's a few people in that link, but as long as that relationship's getting stronger and more transparent, then that's always good. And that naturally drives up the quality of the product too. It's just it's like two feedback loops sort of talking to each other, and it's fractal. It's the same as me talking constantly with my baristas. If I go away for a month and they don't have that feedback loop with me, then it's just it starts to slip. And it's the same with the coffee producers. And man, it's the producers that are changing the game, like their ferments, their quality, like everything like that is really constantly getting better, and in weird places too. So it's like, it's always exciting for that, like for straight up coffee reasons, like we've had a Sumatran on the bar that it's just been blowing my mind. Natural process, like, and so we want to keep buying coffees from people that we've been buying from, and helping them sort of get better, and usually that's the case.
And definitely a lot of those emerging countries, or I suppose countries that are developing higher, producing higher quality coffee, what you mentioned, even Indonesia, I think supporting those countries will be crucial, especially those countries that are going to have a larger economical impact due to the virus. Where, the countries that rely mostly on tourism. So no, I got you. And we go back at the relationship farmer producer. No, all right. Thanks for sharing that. I got you.
And then there's always projects on the go. Some I can't even really talk about because they're just like ideas at the moment,
Please don't.
Man. So
we go. Here it is. Wow, Ben, how are you? Dominic Cow, remember me? Friends of Harry and Adam.
Yeah. How you doing, brother?
Small world. There you go.
Man, the Korean baristas in Melbourne have got a crazy hold on things, man. They're killing it.
Yeah, they're killing it 100%. I know a whole bunch myself, and I haven't been working in a cafe for a while now. Yeah. It's a hot spot for sure. Something interesting that I actually was talking about with someone else is eventually we might see, which is scary, but we might see also, because we always talk about technology with coffee, but usually technology and automation is correlated with machinery, machines or packers or grinders. I wouldn't be surprised if a number of years we're going to see, because of scarcity of land, actual coffee cherries reproduced in lab. Maybe they're already doing that, but just as much as they're doing the vegan meat and reproducing meat, it wouldn't surprise me if we're going to see something sci-fi that right now we think it's crazy, but if 10 years ago they told us that we could have done a live interview via phone, we would have like,
Any of
no
this
way,
stuff,
impossible.
If I tried to explain any of what's going on now to myself at 20, I would have just said, no, impossible.
No way.
Impossible.
Yeah.
So
Before,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's like technology in coffee is like, you're almost asking the wrong person, man. I'm like, like anti-technology, you know what I mean? Like, but look, if it can make your life better, use it. But you know, support what you love. You know, if your local coffee shop is what you love, and that's better than going to an automated thing, then support it. But if you like the automated thing, that's fine too. It's you know, you do you.
Oh yeah, look, and innovation and technology are connected, because I think, for example, I look at you and I look at you as an innovator. You know, what I drank in this cup was such a high technology flavor, as well as your Black Magic
But
coffees.
why do you think that's high technology though?
Oh, it's not high technology, because I think it's sometimes also innovation, because you can have a low tech but a high innovation because of the idea behind it.
Totally. So you can have high innovation with low technology.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's what I'm into. Yeah.
I know. I get you. That's why I said it. Yeah. Before the time is up, do you want to have a little browse around the shop with your phone? You can flip the camera and whatever, so it's on the record.
So yeah, welcome to the Queensberry Courthouse, everyone. It's normally not this empty. You can see the boys working.
Boys working hard as usual.
Say hey, fellas.
Boys, good to see you.
I'll take you outside to the window. Yeah, this is Queensberry Street. That's Melbourne Uni just up here.
Nice.
And we actually set up this window just before all this madness happened. But yeah.
Take out. Got you. Yeah. Has that window helped you during the pandemic? Because more social distancing, probably?
Yeah, it's been great.
Nice.
I'll take you to the roaster. It's pretty messy back there, but I'll show you.
It's a roaster. Come on.
So, I'm storing some coffees in here, in this old fridge that was here.
Nice.
Yeah. This was that Panama.
What we drank. Yeah. Nice.
And this is my shed.
This is your kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been roasting this morning. So, I'm here most mornings.
It's yeah, thanks, man. I think people who are gonna rewatch this are gonna like get a good understanding of a Melbourne cafe, and going back on the topic that you brought up about this little live stream. It's also a good chance for people to distract themselves from the news and travel on a different country. I had people hit me up from Iran, Indonesia, well, Cancun, Northern Ireland. It doesn't have to be anywhere particularly. And all of a sudden they can get to see what a Melbourne cafe looks like, and that's great. Thanks, man. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, man, my pleasure. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, and Mirko, this is a beautiful idea, brother. I hope it goes really well. Like it looks like it's got legs.
Oh, thanks, man. Look, I appreciate having you on. I know you in person, which is an extra bonus for me because I know already how you are. You know me, I know you.
Yeah.
All I want, like I said, is even if one person gets something out of it,
Yeah.
I'm happy. And even if that one person is you or me, then I'm winning. And look, once the lockdown will be finished, I'll have to obviously restructure, but for now we'll have some fun. And
Totally.
it's like you said, it's like exactly you said at the beginning, and I think it's a great way to close it. I didn't start this for money. I didn't ask you for coffee. You were kind enough to give it to me, but everybody else's, it's like, man, I'm just interested in having family, people, quality time,
Yeah.
and bring together different countries
Yeah.
into the motherland internet.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all living in this space.
If there's anything, that's right. If there's anything that you feel like you've left off the table that you want to tell before we close it, please, man, feel free to tell your handles or anything, man.
Oh,
Happy.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can, if you want to get hold of our coffees, jump onto tinmancoffeeroasters.com.au. And if you're in Melbourne, come and say g'day at the Queensberry Poorhouse. And yeah, that's it. I hope everyone's being safe and yeah, enjoying the sunshine when they can.
100%. Thanks, man. It was such a pleasure having you, and I hope to see you real soon as this is over, but for an actual coffee. Even though we had coffee together, so that was as good, as close as possible, man.
I really enjoyed it, and I'll give you a big hug next time I see you, mate.
Oh yeah, if we're allowed to. If we're allowed to. Thanks, man. I really appreciate your words and your support as well. Thanks, man.
Back at you. Thanks, Mirko. Peace, everyone.
Take it easy.
Cheers.
Ciao. There you have it, guys.
It's another episode with Coffee with Mirko. Different time than usual, so hopefully you can tune in, rewatch it. We just launched the podcast, which is going to be available on all major platforms, including Spotify, and we're going to find the right infrastructure to also download these lives and post them on YouTube. Hey Vuk, Vule Stefanovic, Meli Mora, hey Dominic. And basically you'll be able to rewatch these. There's a lot of good content in here and I don't want this content to get lost. So YouTube, podcasts, if you want to go and sign up, that means the world to me. Today we had amazing Ben, such a good guy, and I was so happy to see him doing well. You can rewatch the episode as soon as this live is off. If you missed it, tune back in. Hey Bunny, you're catching us at the tail end of it, but you can rewatch the live, as I was saying. And yeah, we talked about coffee, we talked about the future of coffee, we talked about, he showed us his shop and his roastery, so you can get a little tour of a Melbourne cafe like his, and it's a good chance for you to distract yourself from the noisy news, the noisy days, and I hope you're all safe. Tomorrow is another episode. It's going to be a different time, and I hope to see you there. And if not, like I said, podcast Coffee with Mirko, and under my personal brand, Mirko Bonmassar, on YouTube. I'm going to start uploading all the previous episodes for you to rewatch. If you missed it and you're like, damn it, just turn on the notifications, and you're able to get notified by Instagram when we go live next. We can still get about a minute, so I want to get the most out of it. Just want to say long time. Your eyes so beautiful. Thank you, Bunny. It's all my mum's work, I suppose. We got 21st, 2nd, 22. Sending you all much love. Stay safe, stay home, and as always, look after yourself and go out and seek your passion, because that's what matters. Peace out.